Deep within the shadows of a sunlit forest, the world can feel entirely peaceful. Leaves rustle in a gentle breeze, and the forest floor is a quiet, magical kingdom of its own. Moving quickly through this underbrush is a creature so small you might miss it entirely. A tiny mouse, busy and focused, scurrying about its daily routine of gathering seeds and exploring the roots of great trees. But just a few feet away lies a mountain of golden fur. A massive lion, the undisputed king of these woods, rests sound asleep in the dappled shade, radiating quiet, immense power. In its hurried rush, the little mouse takes a wrong turn. Without looking, it scurries right over the great lion's nose, instantly waking the sleeping giant. In a flash of instinct, a massive paw slams down. The lion pins the unseen intruder flat against the earth. Trapped beneath the heavy weight, the mouse is completely paralyzed with fear. Wide-eyed and trembling, it realizes there is absolutely no escape. The lion holds every advantage here. One movement of those claws is all it would take to end the story before it even begins. But the lion pauses. Looking down at the terrified little creature begging for its life, the great king decides against his fierce predator instincts. He chooses to be fair. With a gentle grunt, the lion lifts his heavy paw. He actively chooses mercy, allowing the grateful mouse to dart back into the tall grass. That single, unexpected act of kindness left a lasting mark. As the mouse vanished into the brush, it carried a heavy debt of immense gratitude, proving that mercy can create the most unexpected bonds. Days later, the forest returns to its normal rhythms. The great lion confidently patrols his territory, walking with the heavy, unbothered steps of a creature who fears nothing. Then a sudden snap echoes through the trees. Hidden deep in the leaves, a hunter's trap springs to life, springing high into the canopy. In an instant, the majestic creature is hoisted into the air, bound tightly by a massive woven web of thick hunter's netting. The lion violently thrashes against the restraints. He twists and bites, pulling with every ounce of his massive weight, but the ropes refuse to break. It is a terrifying realization. The lion's immense physical strength, the very thing that makes him king of the forest, is entirely useless against the tight knots of this snare. Exhausted and completely helpless, the lion lets out a deafening roar of distress. The sound is full of despair, echoing from miles across the darkening woods. Far away, deep in the roots of a distant tree, the little mouse freezes. It instantly recognizes that familiar voice and knows the great king is in terrible trouble. Instead of fleeing from the terrifying sound, the tiny creature makes a brave choice. It turns and sprints directly toward the danger. When the mouse finally arrives, it finds a shocking scene. The once powerful lion is suspended above the ground, reduced to total exhausted captivity. The predator has become the prisoner. The creature who once ruled every inch of this territory is now completely dependent on the very creature he almost crushed just days ago. Driven purely by gratitude, the mouse doesn't hesitate. It scampers up the trunk of the nearest tree and climbs directly onto the terrifying netting. The little creature immediately goes to work, determined to repay the giant who had spared its life just days before. While the lion's strength failed to snap the heavy netting, the mouse has an advantage that doesn't rely on power. Using its tiny, razor-sharp teeth, the mouse begins rapidly gnawing at the thick ropes. It is a task that requires tiny, persistent precision. Thread by thread, the fibers begin to tear. Finally, under the steady pressure of the mouse's chewing, the critical main rope violently snaps. The heavy netting falls away, unraveling across the forest floor. The great lion tumbles to the earth, officially free from his captivity. The dust settles. The two animals pause, sharing a quiet, peaceful look of mutual respect in the dim light of the woods. Because the lion generously let the mouse go, the mouse repaid the kindness when it mattered most. It is a quiet reminder that no act of mercy is ever wasted,